Let me take this opportunity to welcome you all to the course IOE Electromagnetism, Physics 202 and 206, Electromagnetism theory and then the practical. This is an introductory video and I'm going to just whet your appetite for the course, give you what we are going to cover, what you need to succeed in this course. Yeah, so this is the course outline. We are going to cover the Gauss law, for electric field and the Gauss law for magnetic field. Then the second week, we are going to talk about the sources of magnetic field, how magnetic field come about. Then the Faraday's law is going to help us appreciate how we can use a magnetic field to induce current or to generate an EMF. Then in the fourth week, we are going to extend Faraday's law to find the behavior of an element called the inductor and its property, inductance. Later on, we talk about the AC theory. If we connect an inductor and a capacitor, there is a certain behavior that's very, very interesting, and that will lead us to the production of electromagnetic waves. Now, we need to understand where we are coming from and where we are going. So far, we've spoken about electric charges, and we know they are fundamental properties of some particles and how they are measured and how they behave. They attract each other and those things we did. Yes. Now, what we need for now will be the electric field that electric charges produce. So every charge produces a force field around them that we call the electric field. If we place two power plates and connect them to batteries, the plates will be charged with opposite charges to form a capacitor, and the capacitor behaves in a way that will be very useful in this course. So keep note, we are going to use the capacitor. We are going to expand the behavior of capacitor in terms of the electric field and those kind of terms. Yeah, we've covered all these already, and we are going to extend what we've learned from electric field to appreciate the importance of Gauss law for electric field. We'll also talk about the Gauss law for magnetic field in the first week. Then, in the second week, we are going to talk about the sources of magnetic field, as I told you. Now, how do we produce a magnetic field? Magnetic field is produced by the movement of electric charges. If an electric charge moves, it will produce a magnetic field. We are going to learn more about this in the second week. Then, in the third week, we talk about the Faraday's law. We are going to appreciate better how the changing magnetic field can produce an electric current or electric field or electromotive force. So that is, the main purpose of introducing Faraday's law here. We are going to see how the magnetic field, a changing magnetic field, can produce an electric field. In the fourth week, we talk about the inductors. The inductors, what they do will be to store energy in magnetic field, compared to what the capacitors also do. Capacitors store energy, electric energy in electric field, and the inductors store energy in magnetic field. We'll see how these two behave. Then, when we go to the fifth week, we are going to connect these two important elements, the capacitor and the inductor, to form the LC or the inductor capacitor oscillator. So understanding this LC oscillator will help us appreciate how EM waves, electromagnetic waves, are produced. But then, before we are able to understand how the EM waves are produced, we need to also appreciate how Maxwell was able to come out with an important mathematical equation that relates how changing electric field can also produce magnetic field. So instead of the charge moving to produce the magnetic field, the electric field itself can change and then produce magnetic field. Don't be confused. I'm saying so many things together, and we'll expand them better when we get to the 6th week. Now, for the inductor, capacitor, oscillator, we can connect an antenna to them and then produce electromagnetic waves in free space. In short, one of the waves, there are two waves that are, mutually dependent on each other. So one of them will be the magnetic waves. As it varies, it causes electric field to also vary. So the magnetic field will vary sinusoidally, and it will cause the electric field to also vary, as this one is doing. So we will appreciate these ones better when we get to the 6th week. So this is going to be our journey. Or let me first of all show you the big picture. So the whole issue, if you take this picture in your mind, you'll be able to follow the course better. Now, what do you need to succeed in this course? You need to practice your vectors, vector addition and vector subtraction very, very well. Practice also dot products and cross products. They are very, very important for you to succeed. It's going to be a lot of mathematics, and we need to interpret the mathematical expressions and equations that we write. We also need calculus, differentiation, and its physical interpretation. Very, very, very important. A lot of them, as you can see in your handouts. Then also integration and its physical interpretation. They are very important. If you're able to handle these ones very well, you are most likely to succeed in this course. Then we are going to plot a lot of graphs. You should be able to interpret graphs that are depicting the behavior of a physical quantity or physical element. So you should be able to interpret the graph or draw one from what you've already read. You've read about a behavior or something, you should be able to draw a graph to interpret what is happening. Now, other skills that we need will be to draw diagrams and use them to explain concepts and use terms correctly. If you're able to do these ones very well, you will enjoy the course. I don't want to scare you, and I don't want you to think the course is too difficult and you can't succeed. Please, what you need to do is to all the time fall on me. If you need help, just call me, and if I need to prepare supplementary videos to help you understand concept better, I'll do so. The unfortunate thing about this course is that most of the thing we are going to learn will be online. So please don't hide behind the videos. Stay home and then just relax. You'll be overwhelmed. You'll be overwhelmed. So please sit up and try to do your best. You will surely succeed. Thank you.